Beijing, a city of contrasts, ancient and modern. Whispers of dynasties past mingle with the roar of a nation on the rise. This is the beating heart of China, the epicenter of political power for over 8 centuries. To understand China, one must first understand Beijing. The city's very air thrums with ambition and purpose. Here, within the confines of the Second Ring Road, decisions are made that reverberate around the world. From trade deals to military maneuvers, Beijing's influence is undeniable. It is a city that embodies the contradictions of modern China. Gleaming skyscrapers cast long shadows over ancient hutongs, while electric cars navigate streets once traversed by emperors. Yet, for all its modernity, Beijing remains deeply rooted in its past. It is a past that weighs heavily on the present, shaping the city's identity and its destiny. Beijing's political significance is not a recent phenomenon. For centuries, emperors ruled from the Forbidden City, its crimson walls a potent symbol of imperial might. The city's layout, a series of concentric rings radiating outwards from this central point, reflects a hierarchical worldview where power emanated from the emperor. The Mongols under Kublai Khan established their capital here in the 13th century, christening it Khanbalik. The Ming dynasty followed, undertaking massive construction projects that solidified Beijing's status as the Middle Kingdom's preeminent city. This legacy of imperial grandeur is not merely a matter of historical curiosity. It continues to inform the way China sees itself and its place in the world. The ghosts of emperors past loom large, their presence felt in the grand pronouncements and unwavering self-belief that characterizes contemporary Chinese politics. The city's history is a reminder that China is not a nation easily swayed by fleeting trends. It is a civilization with a deep-seated belief in its own longevity and its own destiny. To walk through Beijing is to be confronted with the physical manifestations of political power. Nowhere is this more evident than in Tiananmen Square, the world's largest public square and a stage for some of China's most defining moments. To the north stands the imposing portrait of Mao Zedong, a constant reminder of the country's communist revolution. To the west lies the Great Hall of the People, its cavernous halls hosting the National People's Congress, China's rubber-stamp parliament. Further west, the Zhongnanhai compound, hidden from public view behind high walls and guarded by soldiers in green uniforms, serves as the headquarters of the Chinese Communist Party. It is here, far from the public gaze, that the real decisions are made, the course of the nation charted. These buildings are not merely structures of brick and mortar, they are symbols of the Chinese state's power and authority. Their sheer scale is intended to inspire awe and to convey a sense of permanence, of a power that is both absolute and enduring. Section 4, the projection of power. But Beijing's political influence extends far beyond its imposing buildings and grand pronouncements. It is a city that projects its power through a complex web of relationships, institutions and initiatives. The Belt and Road Initiative, a trillion-dollar infrastructure project spanning continents, is but one example of China's growing global ambitions. From the boardrooms of state-owned enterprises to the halls of international organizations, Beijing is making its presence felt. Beijing's foreign policy is often characterized by a quiet assertiveness. It is a city that prefers to operate through persuasion and economic leverage rather than military might. However, China is not afraid to flex its muscles when it deems it necessary, as evidenced by its increasingly assertive stance in the South China Sea. The city's leaders are acutely aware of China's growing economic and military might and are not afraid to use it to advance their interests. Section 5. A city of political ritual. Yet, for all its displays of hard power, Beijing's political influence is also rooted in its culture and its traditions. The city is a stage for a constant cycle of political rituals, each carefully choreographed to reinforce the legitimacy of the ruling party. The annual 2 sessions, a meeting of the National People's Congress and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, is one such ritual. For 2 weeks every spring, thousands of delegates descend upon Beijing, their every move scrutinized for clues about the direction of the country. These events, while often lacking in genuine political debate, serve an important symbolic function. They project an image of unity and purpose, reinforcing the idea that the Communist Party is firmly in control and that its rule is both legitimate and unchallenged. In Beijing, politics is not merely something that happens within the walls of government buildings. It is woven into the very fabric of the city, shaping its rhythms, its rituals, and its identity. To understand Beijing is to understand the forces that are shaping China, and increasingly the world.